the 2K Sports pregame show.
NBA regular season opener for a couple of teams. Thank you all for tuning in. So happy you're here. I'm ecstatic that you're here.
I miss you too,
and I'm really happy that Kenny and Shaq are here too.
I miss you too, Ernie.
Thank you. Me too. Tonight we'll see the Boston Celtics playing against the New York Knicks in New York. For New York, they struggled in this matchup last season. Only one win for them through 4 games. They'd like to make a statement tonight. And fellas, a new season about to begin. Clean slate. Plenty of hopes and dreams out there. Kenny, how do you spot a new legitimate contender?
I usually look for the team with good balance, where one guy isn't doing everything. One guy can facilitate everything, but he can't do everything. So offense, defense, balance, and they gotta have a big shot maker.
You know, I look for unselfishness, guys playing with each other, mental toughness. No weak-minded team has ever won a championship, Ernie.
How about continuity, too? How about very little changeover from a team that was really good the previous year, may not have gone as far as they wanted, but returning the same bunch?
That helps.
Yeah.
Well said.
Well said. No need to add anything to that.
Continuity. Yeah. Kevin Harlan knows all about that.
K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
We've got an electric crowd in a sold-out arena here in New York City. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. We've got an Eastern Conference battle ready to get rolling, and this New York crowd wants some love from their Knicks. And before we get going, let's catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge, who had a chance to speak with head coach Brad Stevens. David, what do you have to say?
Well, guys, he told me that today is all about setting the tone for the rest of the season series with this team. He said they're going to be a tough opponent for us every time we see them. We've got to let them know right now, today, that we're going to be just as tough for them. We'll find out, indeed, if they can set the right tone, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David. Chris, as a player, when you're looking at your team and how you're playing in these early stages of the season, what are some of the things you're looking for? What are some of the compass signs you've got to read here?
Well, you're hoping to see tendency. You're hoping to see the culture, which means that your guys are getting to the gym early, that they're practicing, that what you tell them is shoot around, they're paying attention to during the game, that it follows through. A lot of it is more than X's and O's. It's about that culture, that winning culture, where you're doing all the little things. So you want to make sure that everyone is all dialed in, that they're sacrificing, that the team is the most important thing to them in the season. And you can tell that every day by how they practice, their routines, and then their effort on the court.
So sometimes early on it's more than just the wins and losses. That can be a little deceiving?
Yeah, definitely. The wins and losses are deceiving. Throw those out the window, because if you're building wins on bad habits, if you're building that castle on sand, so to speak, you're going to get knocked down when you get to play against a really good player. You're just kind of building up extra confidence, thinking of yourself more than you ought to. But I had a great coach always tell me that if you worry about the process, the wins and losses will come. If you worry about the wins and losses, you totally lose control of the process, and all heck can break loose.
I like that. Well said. And now the opening lineup for Boston. Hayward outside at the 3 with Morris to his side at the 4. Kyrie Irving is out there with Smart. And it's Horford in at the 5 spot.
That's just outstanding awareness from Irving right there. Remarkable at finding his guys when they're wide open.
And just about a minute into the first quarter. Here's Ntilikina. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. And Anthony gets double-teamed. Out of bounds. Out of bounds. Boston takes possession. The Celtics have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. 3-pointer. No good that time. Now the Knicks take it the other way. Fires from 18. And it's good for 2. Anthony's got his first points of the night.
And Anthony, really one of the most confident jump shooters, an elite level scorer who gets plenty of opportunities. Against length, He does a nice job of creating just enough separation.
Yeah, but he has a big height advantage, but that's somewhat mitigated out there on that perimeter. And you got to come check him.
Knocks it loose, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Irving. Outside Anthony, and Anthony gets double-teamed. Here's Ntilikina. Here's Hernan Gomez. Got it. Good job in the low post.
Yeah, heads-up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
On its way from Irving for two, and another basket for Boston.
There's no defense in the world that can contain Irving. His jump shot is just too quick.
To the left wing, the wide open look here for Porzingis. And again, New York with the triple. Guys back and forth this first half.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way. And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Here's Ntilikina, and stolen by Kyrie Irving. And here we go with Morris, running it up the court. Here's Smart. Again, the Celtics good for two.
Oh, the mid-range game, a lost art. Nice bucket by Smart. And just think about this. Kyrie Irving in his single season at Duke, he only played 11 games. He was limited to 11 games. Still, he was the #1 overall pick. That's just game. And then he justified it winning Rookie of the Year. Incredible.
Hayward comes with the double team. Poke loose. And Smart with a clear path to the hoop. And slam dunk by Smart.
Like a freight train running downhill. Smart, unstoppable in the open court.
Knicks trail by 7. Outside Anthony. Kicks it to Hardaway. Trying to find Hernan Gomez. To him.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying annex to narrow the deficit.
Well, also a miscommunication on defense. No one rotates over. See ya.
Nice way to start the evening. His numbers getting called, and for good reason.
Well, yeah, he's a guy who can carry you for stretches, long stretches in this game. You want to get him involved early and often.
Here's Ntilikina. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
Oh, up high and down hard with that one-hander.
He got a little extra forceful. You're right with that one. Irving. And it's Boston with another.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Passes it to Porzingis. They set the pick. Outside Irving to the middle. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And now Horford, a cornerstone player. Chris, he's that straw that certainly stirs the drink.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, you know he's a winner. I mean, anybody can remember his career from his days at the University of Florida where he won a championship. You know, and if you remember in college with the Gators, you know, Al Horford played power forward. Power forward, center, they're the same now, but he's been out of position his entire NBA career, so you have to give him credit for playing tough night in and night out.
And that keeps him perfect from the field this quarter.
Out of bounds, New York takes possession. Let's take a look at last year's leading shot blockers. You don't want one of these guys in front of you when you're coming down the lane. 5th, Porzingis.
And shot blocking is the element of the game that I think he cares about the most. That's where he puts in that effort and energy.
Baker, he's checked in for Ntilikina. And as the league has moved to emphasize skill, it seems like things, Chris, are tipping Horford's way as far as him manning that center position.
Yeah, but you still have to be able to score inside. And so for Horford, we saw in the playoffs, you have to make your presence known inside. Though you're a big fella, you have to average a lot of rebounds, or you have to be physical inside. You still have to make your presence and your size known.
And here's Morris for 3. Hernan Gomez grabs the miss. Knicks trail by 4. Outside Anthony takes a 3. Gordon Hayward comes up with the rebound. Boston's gone, just 1 of 4 from 3-point range here in the first. Fires from the wing. It's rebounded by New York. In the corner, Hardaway with it. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. Hardaway has got 6.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Here's Morris. Drops it in from 14 feet away.
That lead's only going to keep growing if he keeps shooting like he has so far.
New York's gone 4-7 from three-point range so far in the first. To the paint, here's Hernangomez. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. 10 points for him.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
And that's what Horford can open things up for the whole team offensively. I mean, that's where he can. Off the catch and shoot, bottoms up.
Hernangomez, 6 for 6. He's yet to miss from the field.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
The 17-footer. Smart misses. New York trailing. And here's Anthony from the arc. Connects from three-point range.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Up their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triples.
Oh, nice look there from Smart, finding the open man.
Horford's gone 2 for 4 so far here tonight. To the wing on the left. Hernangomez passes to Baker. And Anthony gets double-teamed. Here's Hernangomez, and the Knicks good for 2.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
So the Celtics called timeout. They're first. And Chris, it's a players' league, and yet the officials, of course, have an impact on games. I'm thinking of a certain Game 6 back in 2002. In your opinion, how does the league ensure greater consistency with the officiating of games?
Well, I promised myself, Kevin, thanks for bringing up 2002, that I would never think about that aloud. You know, I'm going to have to go lay on somebody's couch after we do this game right here. But I think the league just has to be transparent. They have to let fans know when the ref has messed up. We're all human. So I think it comes into play when you aren't transparent, when you aren't honest with your fans, because we have the smartest fans of any sport, I believe. And so I think transparency is good, but human error is always going to be in there as long as it doesn't go back to the type of human error we saw in 2002.
But Chris, I do sense that is a goal of theirs, and bit by bit they're getting toward that goal.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I believe that our league has done some great jobs when it comes to advancing referees and how the game is officiated. When you look at, not only do we have the referee center back in New York, where the referees now can go and get help, and the game is faster, and also we have 3 refs on the floor, and we have the best conditioned refs, and so I think the game is just going to be better because we have passionate refs, we have passionate officials, and passionate players, and we're going to work together to make sure that this game is the best for every fan to be presented to, and also that every player has a chance to win a championship and don't have their heart broken.
The Knicks shooting their first free throw attempt on the night. And the Celtics franchise with the league-leading 17 NBA championships, their last in 2008.
Yeah, and with the talent and assets they possess, they might be in the hunt for banner number 18 before you know it. One of the beasts of the East, without question.
And then Brown with the dunk.
Oh, you love the level of concentration Brown maintains. I mean, taking the hit well and finishing in style.
And here is Lee. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Kuzminskis kicks to Anthony. Back to Kuzminskis. Lee outside. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And they are going toe-to-toe here tonight, guys. This thing's like a heavyweight fight.
Punch, counter punch. Neither club's been able to sustain an advantage.
Shots good by Baines.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
Here's Kuzminskis, defended by Hayward, and the Knicks getting another bucket right there. Boston's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Tatum, and again, Boston with the triple.
Yeah, you got to admire his instincts offensively. Tatum does a great job of shooting it in rhythm off the pass.
And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession. There's 10 seconds left in the first quarter. Fires from the wing. And it's Rozier missing.
Defensively, they could have done better. That's an open look he'd like to have back.
The Knicks have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line.
And how about that quiet confidence with which Noah plays? A long, skilled defender who also chips in occasionally on the offensive end.
And so, both teams trading buckets as we end the first quarter. Celtics lead by 2. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And the Celtics guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
I mean, a solid first quarter, especially looking at that plus turnover ratio.
Yeah, aggressive on D, efficient on offense. They balled out.
New York's gotten 2/3 of their three-pointers to fall tonight. They're 6 of 9 overall. And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the floor for Boston, Brown and Hayward out on the perimeter. Aaron Baines out there with Tatum, and it's Rozier in at the 1. Ring shot on the way. They grab their own miss. Good on the shot. Baines has got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for the Celtics. Knicks trail by 4. Baker kicks it to Noah. To the inside. The shot's good from O'Quinn.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Rozier. And it's O'Quinn with the rebound.
He gets the shot he was looking for, and he just can't bury it.
Over in the corner, Lee. The three-pointer is right on target. Lee's got his second bucket tonight.
And Lee is valuable because of how he spaces the floor with the shooting. He is dangerous from outside.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, Celtics coach Brad Stevens is known for getting the best out of his players. He said every NBA player has an elite strength. Some of them have 10 of them. Those guys are the very best in the league, right? But every one of them is here for a reason. And there are times where you can really soar with that skill. Kevin?
And that's why Stevens is already one of the best coaches in the league, David. You've talked about him for a long time, getting maximum results from every one of his players. And what was a wild ride of an offseason for the Knicks ultimately results in a regime change.
Yeah, I mean, players butting heads with executives, and when it came down to it, things just needed to change. If the Knicks picked the Zen Master over Porzingis, fans might have rioted in New York City, and hopefully the franchise can kind of start to right the ship.
Good, and a nice assist from Noah. Lee's got a couple of three-pointers in the second for the Knicks.
And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
Shot's good by Baines.
He has them reeling. They haven't had an answer for him this quarter.
Feeds it to O'Quinn. Here's Kuzminskis, defended by Hayward. Hayward comes with the double team. Picked him clean. And pushing it up, here's Boston.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
And how about the explosiveness he shows, going from the offensive to the defensive end in a blink.
Here's Noah. Bucket is good.
Now that's where you like your shots to come from.
Celtics leading by 5. And it's Baines in the corner. No good with the triple.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Kuzminskis, no good.
He finds a major hole in the D beyond the arc. They still can't cash in on it.
And it's Baines missing.
Pretty high percentage look with the D playing off. Just couldn't knock it down.
To the middle, here's Noah. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Noah's got his second basket.
I love the fact that Ntilikina is... That's how you attack. Wow.
Attack the rim, baby. Move out the way.
Here's Ntilikina. Looking for his first basket still in this one. He dishes it to O'Quinn. Here's Kuzminskis. Buries it from three-point range.
I don't think they were expecting that shot. They didn't really make an effort to get out on it.
Here's Baines. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Their next game playing at home as the Nets come into town. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Aaron Baines. That's foul number 2 for him. Hardaway's checked in for Kuzminskis. Marcus Morris is checked in for the Celtics. Right side, Lee. Only one man back on D. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way. Now let's take a look at how the shots have been divided up between 3-point shots and 2-point shots for the Knicks. The Knicks making a switch here. Porzingis is checked in. The Celtics also changing it up. Al Horford's checked in for Aaron Baines. Smart comes in for Brown. And Irving subbed in for Terry Rozier. Pass to Ntilikina. Lee with the ball. Now guarded by Tatum. And they take the lead. Hardaway has got 9 points.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
Pretty good defense there. But remember, Horford is one of the best shooting big men in the game. He wasn't fazed.
Pass to Porzingis. He feeds it to Noah. Count it. He has 6.
He just looks more engaged this second quarter. A far cry from his disappointing play in the first period.
Here's Morris. Takes a big height bounce and goes in.
Terrific use of the catch-and-shoot jumper for Morris, catching the D flat-footed and torching them as a result.
And there's the pass to Porzingis. And Tatum over to help. And stolen by Tatum. Now the fast break. Tatum with the ball. Morris right side. There's the steal. Here's Ntilikina. He's covered by Irving. Shoots from the elbow. Bounces high off the rim and drops. And that's 13 points for Marcus Morris.
When Morris gets free from mid-range, he's very effective. Love seeing him getting it going from there.
And when Marcus Morris gets a defender in a one-on-one situation, Greg, he feels the most at home.
And part of that might be from going up against his twin brother all the time when they were young. Marcus Morris has a great knack to find a shot he likes. Terrific with his mid-range.
Look, he makes the D pay. Irving, if you stay off of him, he likes to torch you with the pull-up.
Hardaway against Morris. The feed to Lee. Shoots the 3. Hits the 3-point bomb.
Timeout.
Lee's got the game tied up here for the Knicks.
3 triples for him this quarter, 4 overall.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
And Tim Hardaway Jr., the son of a former all-star point guard. Junior, not maybe the same ball handler his father was, but he can sure fill it up. And I really feel like he's established his niche in the NBA.
Hernan Gomez is checked in for New York. Anthony comes in for Courtney Lee. Boston also with the sub. Brown is checked in for Marcus Morris. Boston's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. And Hardaway Jr., a 6'6" shooting guard out of Michigan. Talk about his game a little bit for us, Greg. Analyze where he is.
Above average in terms of his athletic ability, improving defensively, and right now he's playing off the ball, whether spotting up or filling the lane. I think this guy's got a chance to be special. He's passionate, and boy, does he compete.
I like when Irving turns on the jet. Amazing quickness on the drive from the speedy guard.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Irving. Outside, Porzingis. Some nice passing by New York here. Here's Hernan Gomez. Drops in the layup for 2. Hernan Gomez has got 16.
He's been so dependable in this game, taking nothing but good shots.
Got that bucket in no time at all.
And his ability to knock down shots from the mid-range, I mean, he just seems to roll that ball so easily off his fingertips. It looks like it's going in every time.
And stolen by Tatum. Dishes it to Irving. And the layup's good off the glass. Irving's got 6 here in this quarter.
Well, that's why they're in front. Aggressive play at both ends. Nicely done.
Outside Anthony. Pass to Ntilikina. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
And you can see he's been working on that post game. Ntilikina showing some skill set down on that low block, using that length to his advantage.
Hardaway with a wide open look. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. Here's Smart. The shot's good on the assist by Horford. That's now 8 points for Marcus Smart.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
Over to the left wing. The three from Porzingis. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
And here's Brown outside. New York trailing. A shot by Anthony. Nobody around. That three off the mark.
You had one three-pointer in the first, but still searching for that second.
On the wing. Here's Tatum. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. He's got 9.
Yeah, Tatum does not give up on the backboard. Outstanding timing in terms of when to leap for those offensive rebounds.
And it's Jason Tatum with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Baker, he's checked in for the Knicks. Here's Porzingis. He makes another one. That's 4 up and 4 in to start his game.
And no fight left in the defense there after a teeth-rattling pick.
It falls for his 7th bucket of the contest. He's 7 for 9.
Irving makes it look so easy. His jumper is on point from this spot.
Screen by Porzingis. And it's Anthony, top of the key. They double him with Irving. Here's Baker. The shot goes down and it gets this game back to even. Baker's got 9. There's 31 seconds left in the first half. Here's Smart. Here's Brown. And again, it's Boston converting.
And Brown is just utilizing his athleticism yet again. I mean, this time from the interior, though, but just sinking these close-range shots.
And here's Anthony for 3. Good, and the assist goes to Hardaway. Hardaway has got 4 assists in the game. Well, guys, this first half has been about as tightly contested as you could hope for.
There have been a lot of lead changes. My goodness.
And Brown is superb at just keeping focused. Despite what the D throws at him, he gets the job done.
Here's Anthony, and he banks in the layup. Anthony's got 5 points now this quarter.
There's no lack of aggression on his part. When he's got the chance to score, he'll take it. Great work right there on the inbounds play, getting the bucket before the D has time to react.
What a performance for Kyrie Irving. He has been the story for Boston. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Brad Stevens. Coach, what did you think of your team's energy in the first half?
I think the energy's fine. I thought we did look a little gassed at the end of that first stint for some of our starters, but I thought for the most part it was good.
Thanks very much, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow, right here on 2K Sports.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And welcome to halftime. Hey, what a fantastic time of the year. NBA season getting underway. Hey.
I'm excited. I am really excited. I am really, really excited, man.
What a game it's been for Kyrie Irving. He had 16 points, 4 steals, and a crazy number of assists. Kenny, what's your take on Boston so far?
Well, one place they had the edge was on the offensive boards. They converted those extra possessions into points. Nothing is more demoralizing to a defense than forcing a miss and then giving up a second attempt. The offensive glass is going to pay big dividends for them.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on New York?
Well, they had a strong perimeter game. See, Ernie, when this team executes from long range, those weapons spread out of defense. Coming out in the second half, if those shooters are hot, they got a great chance to take control of this game.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
And as we return to New York, a panoramic vista of downtown Manhattan taken from the observation deck of the Empire State Building. And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first two quarters. You look at Kyrie Irving in this game, he has been everywhere.
And through the first two periods, it seemed he got to the paint whenever he wanted to, just a slasher's mentality.
Yeah, when you're trying to check a guy like that, you have to move your feet laterally, defensively. That didn't happen.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. Now the Knicks with it. It's a one-point game.
And the Celtics gave up 4 players to get one in Kyrie Irving, but they already had so much depth, they could afford to sacrifice a bit for a superstar just entering his prime.
Melo and Porzingis are the duo at forward. Tim Hardaway Jr. out there with Ntilikina, and it's Hernan Gomez in at the 5. They're the group for Jeff Hornacek starting the second half. Hardaway for 3, sinks the triple. Hardaway has got 12 in the game.
And really for the Celtics, just a wealth of assets, but in reality, only so much playing time to go around. Sooner or later, you knew they'd make a move, and I think they got the best player in the trade.
Here's Anthony, and again, it's New York. Now it appears an injury out on the floor, and that does not look like any fun.
Yeah, it looks like he's in real pain. Definitely a concern right now.
Oh, that's a tough blow for him. Really the whole team, though. I mean, puts a lot of pressure on the next man up.
Kuzminskis, he's checked in for Anthony. Here's Hayward. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got assist number 11 for him here tonight.
Impressive, really, from that short 17 area. They are not missing many.
And there's the call on Gordon Hayward. That's foul number 2 for him. And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. Kuzminskis and the Knicks hit again from deep.
There isn't any player in the league who's going to pass up that shot. There was nobody near him.
Launches it. Irving can't hit. The Knicks have gone 3 of 3 from the field since halftime. And the whistle blows, so a chance here for a three-point play.
It hasn't taken them any time to find their rhythm in the second half. 4 for 4 from the field already.
So often there are some players who have one unstoppable move or something that they'll lean on if their team needs a basket. What did you feel your go-to move was when you were playing?
You know, I've said this many times, I just felt like my go-to move was just get a bucket. And so it depended on where I was on the floor. You know, I love the jump hook from the left block looking in, my 15-foot jumper, 17-foot jumper. I felt that if I came off a pick and roll and I caught the ball live, I could drive or I could shoot the jumper that if you were a big fella, you were at my mercy. And so, you know, those were really my spots on the floor to really try to do damage. So, you know, it's just about the point guard, the team that you're playing with, where shooters are on the floor in case you get double teamed, and just kind of knowing your game. And so I felt comfortable on many spots on the floor, and depending on what spot on the floor, time and possession, that's where I was going to go and just try to be successful.
I always felt you read well. You reacted well after your read.
Yeah, because, you know, I grew up on teams where coaches, you know, would want me to do the correct play, and just because you can shoot a jump hook, your favorite shot over 2 people, but if you have a wide open, great knockdown shooter in the corner, you're supposed to make that pass. And so that's what I mean about, you know, what's your favorite move? It really depends on where I was, because a lot of times it was to get my shot first, and then if I knew the defense was coming, it was to identify where that next guy was going to be. So if I didn't score, I was going to get the ball to the guy that was. And it was an easy way to kind of control the pace and play from the game from that post position.
And it's time for an injury report. Now let's get an injury update on Carmelo Anthony from our David Aldridge. David?
Hi, guys. The head athletic trainer for New York gave us some information. At this point, he's saying that it looks like a grade 1 sprained ankle. A really discouraging development for this team at such an early point in the season. We'll see how they respond, Kevin.
David, thanks for the great update, guys. It doesn't sound good.
No, if that report is accurate, he's going to be spending a lot of time in rehab and on the sideline.
Yeah, and given how hard he's worked, you know how frustrated he must be. Difficult blow to overcome for him and for his team.
You too.
So it's Boston now. Knicks trail by 5. And Hardaway gets it to go.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded-out game.
And he comes up with the deuce. And that's 13 points for Gordon Hayward.
He has them reeling. They haven't had an answer for him this quarter.
Irving dishes to Hayward. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. And the Knicks making a change here. O'Quinn's checked in. Then for the Celtics, Morris is checked in for Aaron Baines. And Terry Rozier subbed in for Irving. Lee kicks to O'Quinn. Some nice passing by New York here. They double him with Horford. O'Quinn, the pass to Hardaway. That's tipped, and it's out of bounds. The Knicks able to retain possession here. And a look now at the various locations of the shots taken so far for Irving.
And the way they have been shooting from deep, boy, that's been impressive. Talk about making the most of your opportunities. This game would look very different if they weren't dialed in from deep. As it stands, however, they are in control, and the defense has to adjust to how they defend beyond the arc.
Morris, no good. Knicks trail by 5. As we all know, Greg, a season to forget last year for Joakim Noah.
Ended up only playing in just over half the games due to a knee injury. Glad to see Noah back out on the floor, and he's looking to kind of put last season behind him and get a fresh start.
Got that bucket in no time at all. And that's 13 points for Al Horford.
How about Horford? They're showing the jump shot. More of a set shot, really, but at his size, he can get it off.
Here's Kuzminskis. Off target with his 3. Celtics leading by 5. Horford dishes to Smart and slam dunk by Smart.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
He rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish. New York's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Here's Kuzminskis. 9 points in the game so far. Stolen by Smart. And Smart with a clear path to the hoop. And Morris throws it down.
And Morris just scores from everywhere, Kevin. Down low, from the mid-range, outside. It's just awesome offensive talent.
The dish to O'Quinn. Passes to Kuzminskis. Hayward comes with the double team. Ball's knocked loose. Here's Rozier. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. And now it's an 11-point Boston lead. And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here.
Now look, Marcus Morris, he's a player who's never going to be a star when you look at the stats, but he brings a great amount to the team, usually the heart and soul of his team. He can score in a multitude of ways, inside and outside.
And C-Webb, as you mentioned with Morris, the value he brings in his ability to fill in gaps on a roster. Very much a glue guy that is needed for successful teams.
Well, yeah, Kevin, and I like the mentality that Morris brings to the group. I like his heart. He's never afraid to go at a defender one-on-one, keeps his teammates involved, holds his guys accountable, love his game.
Baker, he's checked in for the Knicks. Celtics also with a sub. Brown's checked in. At the elbow, Lee. And it's sent back by Horford.
Oh, the way Horford positions himself as the shot goes up. I mean, his defensive instincts are just absolutely fantastic.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Yeah, talent in this league has it so that now pretty much every team can push the pace. You have to get back on defense.
Here's Noah, and it's sent back by Horford, and he gets it back. Count it. 8 points for Joakim Noah.
Nice work to get in position for the rebound and the putback. He has no off switch.
Got that one up quick. Rozier's got the lead up to 13 now for Boston.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Horford attacking and finished off by Horford.
Horford so vicious in how he attacks the cup. Definitely a threat to throw it down off the drive at all times.
New York's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Noah kicks to Lee. Hayward comes with the double team. Here's O'Quinn, good on the 13-footer. O'Quinn's got 4 this quarter.
Well-coordinated shot mechanics, especially for a guy with his length.
Oh, come on. He's fluid from that medium range. He gets everything working together.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Moment here now for an injury report. Now let's get an injury update on Carmelo Anthony from our David Aldridge. David?
Thanks, Kevin. I just talked with the Knicks head athletic trainer. Unfortunately, he's saying it appears to be a broken ankle, which, if it's true, could be devastating. That's the type of injury that won't only keep him out the rest of this game, but what could be a lot more games to come. Not good news at all for this team, Kevin.
All right, David, thanks for checking in and letting us know how he's doing.
And let's just hope that he doesn't have any setbacks during his recovery.
Fingers crossed, and hopefully it's nothing but good news from now on when David gives us updates on him.
And so far, going for more of an inside presence here in the second half, getting away from the three-point shot.
For New York, they have split their free throws right down the middle so far. They're 2 for 2.
Yeah, and 79% from the line as a team a season ago. Pretty reliable in that regard.
And the Knicks making a change here. Porzingis has checked in. Noah, no good on the free throw. And one strength, Greg, that this Knicks team has enjoyed the last couple of years has been their ability to win the rebounding game.
And that's back-to-back seasons, Kevin, in the top 10 for rebounding in terms of the Knicks. And it was something they wanted to improve upon starting a few years ago. They've changed their rebounding trouble into a big asset moving forward.
Here's Brown, and it's Boston with another.
And Brown is a reliable threat from mid-range. I mean, effortlessly rising up for the nice-looking J.
And Frank Ntilikina out of France, played pro ball in Germany, and a lot of fans in the U.S. might not be as familiar with him, but for NBA execs and scouts, that's their job. Ntilikina has a game worthy of their attention.
Tatum, he's checked in for Gordon Hayward. And slam dunk by Tatum.
And you know Tatum wants to make a statement anytime he can get all the way to the rim, that D's got to have to do a better job of keeping a body on it.
Knocked away and stolen by Tatum. Here's Rozier, and he gets that one to go off the front iron. Rozier's got 6 here in this quarter. In a draft stock with point guards, Ntilikina's court vision, Greg, might be the best of them all.
I mean, he's a true pure point guard. At the same time, a good shooter. The length to defend wings, so that versatility makes him one of the more valuable prospects.
He's one of the guys having a solid game for them, but as a whole, they've been lacking.
Knocked loose, tries to save it, out of bounds. New York takes possession. There's 10 seconds left in the third. Right side, Porzingis. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Porzingis has got 15 points.
And he's been the key for their offense with the way he shot the basketball.
Well, he's been lights out all game. No one can deny that, but I'm not sure his efforts will be enough to get his team to win.
And so it's Boston in command with a 16-point lead as the buzzer sounds. They've excelled in the open court. Their transition game has allowed them to build this healthy lead. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And meanwhile, Coach Brad Stevens talking to his team.
Hey, we're doing so many good things on offense. Keep moving it. Keep looking for it. We just have to challenge as well as we can down here.
And Brad Stevens happy with their motion. They're shot making, but still looking for more stops on D.
Yeah, I mean, it always feels like there's more you can do defensively. And that's probably the case here. They just have to keep grinding out on the floor.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. And a look at the 5 for the Celtics to start the fourth quarter. Marcus Morris is out there with Brown. Then there's Irving. Then it's Aaron Baines. And it's Rozier in at the 2. That one misses. Now the Knicks take it the other way. Hardaway, that's a two-pointer. Kyrie Irving with the rebound.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Well, I like the decision-making, though. I mean, that's a shot you want to keep taking.
Kuzminskis, he's checked in for Lee. And then for Boston, Gordon Hayward comes in for Brown. And Smart subbed in for Terry Rozier. And it's rare for rookies to come into the NBA ready at the defensive end. But you know what, C-Web? Jaylen Brown already more than solid.
Well, yeah, I mean, he has a great frame. He plays physical. He's in a great system, and he wants it. He'll only get better with time.
And the Celtics building a new 70,000 square foot practice facility. They'll call it the Auerbach Center.
Oh, yeah, very impressive. Set to open this spring. The Celtics, one of those forward-thinking organizations. I'm not surprised to see them investing in their player development.
Al Horford is checked in for Boston.
Okay, I'm telling you, when Irving is feeling it, you got to keep feeding him the ball. He's an incredible, versatile scorer.
Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute played. Celtics leading by 17. Here's Horford. That's tipped. Here's Irving. The shot from the low post is good. Irving's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And Irving is terrific at draining difficult shots. He's a tough shot maker, showing superb concentration inside.
And Morris comes over to help. Hardaway up top. Pass to Baker. Shot clock at 6. And the Knicks miss again. Celtics have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Smart. That 3 off the mark. Knicks trail by 19. Baker passes to Porzingis. Drains it from beyond the arc. Porzingis has got 12 points here in the second half.
And how about the consistency from range tonight? Really impressive.
That's because he's finding his spots. No hesitation. You can sense his confidence.
For New York, they've gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. New York calls timeout. Well, there are a lot of players who seemingly have ice in their veins when the game is on the line. They do not blink. When you think about those kind of players, who might be the most mentally tough in the league right now?
Wow, it's so hard to tell who really is mentally tough because you don't know what these guys are thinking. But I know who looks like just cold stone, just merciless players out there, and that's Kawhi Leonard because
Yes.
you never know. You know Kawhi is a nice guy, but you know he'll shoot a shot that'll end the game and then just give you such a cold look. And I think Isaiah Thomas is that way. I mean, I think so many players, of course, LeBron, Curry have been that way their whole career, but Kawhi Leonard seems to be that next coming of ice in his veins.
For the Knicks, Thomas checked in for Kuzminskis, and it's Ntilikina in for Baker. Hernan Gomez kicks to Hardaway. A second chance effort. Morris with the block.
Just fantastic defense for Morris, getting right in the face of the shooter and coming up with the rejection.
The Knicks making a switch here. Beasley's checked in. Porzingis with the ball. He's against Morris.
Hey, look, that's what they want. The ball is in his hands in the post. Just didn't have the touch that time.
Yes, that goes in. Morris has got 20.
Wow, and Morris just trucking it down the court, showing the real desire to finish it in transition.
Over in the quarter, Porzingis hands it from downtown.
And the three-point shot has just been money so far tonight.
Three-pointer, Hayward. Horford. It's good on the putback. And the Celtics lead by 19.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Fourth quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. Outside, Porzingis. Down low, here's Hernan Gomez. Through the net again. He's done that 10 times tonight, and he's only needed 11 shots to get there. Boston's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Again, the miss by Morris. The Knicks have gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. Pass to Ntilikina, trying his luck deep. The rebound by the Celtics. They led the game at 1 point by 20. Here's Morris. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. And that's now 22 points for Marcus Morris.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Nice shot by Porzingis.
He has a lot of points from long range this half. He's taken advantage of a really tired defense.
It's stolen by Hernan Gomez. Here's Beasley. And count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
And I love the fact that he didn't try to take on the defense by himself. Great pass on the move. And last season, the Knicks raised expectations with some of those big free agent signings and trades in the prior year. And let's face it, things just didn't work out quite how they had planned. Some would say they underachieved. Hard pill to swallow for a fan base that went into the year with so much hope.
Shrugs off the contact and dunks it. He'll go to the free throw line.
Good movement there, and the lead pass was right where it needed to be.
Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for New York. And a big problem for the Knicks and their shortcomings last season was their defense.
Yeah, and listen, they have some shot blocking, but as a whole, the defense lacked teeth. More than anything else, it played a part in the disappointment of last season's campaign, and it's something they'll be focusing on in the coming years.
Irving double team. And again, it's Boston converting.
Irving, just an exceptional scorer, so effortless. You got to appreciate his shooting form.
And stolen by Irving. He kicks it to Hayward. Here's Horford. It's not going to go for him. Nice D from Porzingis. The shot gets to the corner and buries it. Porzingis has got 30 points.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
Knicks trail by 14. A clear look for Hardaway. And there's another one for the Knicks. Boston's gone ice cold from three-point land, 0-4 since the start of the final quarter. And Morris throws it down.
Wow, and really, when Morris gets ahead of steam behind him, look out, just a remarkable finisher.
New York's gotten 3 of their 6 three-pointers to fall here in the fourth. Outside, Porzingis, three-pointer, kept alive by New York. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play, going to the line for 1.
Defensive rebounding, just such a crucial part of the game.
I tell you what, it's like football, having a 3rd and 13 and them running up the gut. It just frustrates the defense. You have to hate giving up second chance points. It's demoralizing. After basically, you had to stop.
In the corner, O'Quinn with it. Over Morris. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops.
Oh, yeah, he's continuing to get his buckets, but the team overall is still having its struggles tonight.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
And he could tell his guys were dragging a little bit, calling timeout to kind of let them catch their breath. And coming out of the offseason where the Knicks had a really long to-do list, you knew they were going to shake things up and made some moves in free agency and realized they needed to build around Porzingis going forward.
Now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Kyrie Irving.
And Kevin, it's a no-brainer. He's controlled every aspect of this game, and it's just so fun to see a player perform at a level that's just higher than anyone else out on the floor.
Well, to come in here facing a hostile crowd and have a game like he's had, that's what separates the good players from the great players. Joakim Noah's checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey guys, well, I was able to listen in on what Brad Stevens was talking about with his players. He was very adamant in the huddle. He said, don't let up now. Stay aggressive and do the things that have gotten us this far. We're almost there, guys.
And change was needed badly for the Knicks, and they did that starting with the front office.
Yeah, Knicks fans can have a dire outlook at times, but the team still has a solid foundation. It will take some time for the team to become a true contender again, but having players not be at odds with the front office, definitely a good start. And the potential that Ntilikina has is really cause to be exciting. A lengthy point guard who can run the offense well, and if he bulks up, look out for this guy.
And that one, good.
And just great offensive execution by both sides, leaving nothing on the table.
Well, yeah, you want to save your best for last. The guys on these teams know that.
Hardaway with it. Now guarded by Smart. Hardaway passes to Hernan Gomez. Poked away and stolen by Kyrie Irving. All alone, and the slam dunk by Irving.
Oh, look at that. Irving just leaked out wonderfully in transition. He's a remarkable decision maker in fast break situations.
And the replay is courtesy of Under Armour. Unleash chaos. It was a great sequence from the steal all the way to the finish at the other end. Screen by Porzingis. A minute 50 left in the fourth quarter. Inside, here's Noah using his post move to get the 2 points.
Look at this. I like this. Team basketball. Keeping the ball moving until they find the right shot.
On its way from Irving for 2, and some very quick points for him on that possession. Irving's got 17 now, just in the second half. Here's Ntilikina, covered by Irving.
He just exploited the size mismatch, and he's getting easy looks tonight.
Celtics leading by 8. Here's Horford. That's short off the rim. New York's gone beyond the arc 7 times here in the fourth and been successful 3 times. Down low. Shots good by Hernan Gomez. Hernan Gomez has got 27.
Oh, he gets in a good position in the post, and the entry feed is there for him.
Fouled in the act of shooting. A 3-point play chance coming up. That sends Gordon Hayward to the free throw line. That's on Joakim Noah. The Knicks making a switch here. Randall's checked in. New York, they're working against the clock now. Screen by Porzingis. And there's the call on Gordon Hayward.
Yeah, that's a bad move there. Stops the clock and puts the other side on the line.
Lee's checked in for New York. And he cannot convert on the second. That misses.
And every point is critical now. You can't afford to let these opportunities pass you by.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for the Celtics.
And one area that stands out that we've seen tonight from them, their aggressiveness in getting steals, something I know that you really value yourself.
I think it sparked their offense. It deflates the opposition, and when you have the type of effort we saw tonight, it's pretty hard to overcome that defensive pressure down the stretch.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Kyrie Irving.
Well, anytime the offense ran through him, good things happened. His passing was awesome. He created a bunch of good looks for everyone else out there.
The free throw drops by Hayward.
And Gordon Hayward has increased his scoring average every season he's been in the league, and couple that last year also a career high in offensive efficiency. The guy is just a budding superstar.
Shots good by Hernan Gomez.
Oh, the feed was perfect. The timing, the placement, everything was right on the money.
Kicks to Horford over Hernan Gomez. And there's Horford. That's good on the assist by Irving.
And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
At this point, it's just icing on the cake. Terrific run, closes it out.
And the call will be against Al Horford. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2. That one is no good. Here's the Celtics with the ball. They led the game at one point by 20. And he gets it to go. And the Celtics lead by 15.
Tremendous effort here on the road. That plane ride home is going to be sweet.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't care how good you are. It's tough to succeed in a hostile environment. They're doing it in style. The location of that assist was awesome. That was a sweet lead pass.
A nice shot by Tatum.
And Tatum's become a reliable outside shooter. It has a good-looking stroke from deep.
And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Kyrie, big numbers for you tonight, and I always wonder what it's like to be in a zone like that offensively.
It was amazing. More importantly, we got the win, and I couldn't have done it without my teammates that did a heck of a job of competing every single minute of this game. It took everybody's effort from our bench. It took a 15-man effort, and I'm glad we got the win.
15 men, but one man was the difference. Thanks, Kyrie. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you next time.